WOLFPACK assemble. What's going on? It's TC, and this video is about developing a positive mindset. Firstly, if you're new to the WOLFPACK, a very warm welcome, and if you're not, welcome back. And if you find any of the information in this video useful, please smash the like button and send it to your circle of producers. If you're not already part of the community, part of the WOLFPACK, hit that subscribe button to receive notifications every time I upload some fresh new information. Also, don't forget to check out my samples and presets for Serum, Vital, Massive, and FM8. Check out my t-shirts and hats. Maybe this isn't one of mine, but check out my t-shirts and hats on my website anyway. Follow my Anthems playlist on Spotify, which I need to update. Follow my Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, links in the description. So this video is about developing a positive mindset. For many years throughout my life, I had no idea about any techniques whatsoever on how to keep a positive mind. And it took me a long time to find resources for people who were experienced in these kinds of fields to educate myself in many different techniques for maintaining a positive mind, maintaining a healthy and consistent thought structure in order to progress daily in what it is that I am trying to do, which at the end of the day is to make, as an artist, to be a creator and create art every single day. And this can throw up enormous challenges. There are people who are always going to be more successful than you. Your mind will always be looking at other artists and feeling that FOMO, fear of missing out on what they're doing. Currently, we are all in a lockdown, and I'm seeing artists doing what I love in New Zealand, traveling off to do stuff, to do DJ gigs there. And that is my church is the DJ environment. And I feel very much like I'm not able to practice my religion, which is playing drum and bass to people and smashing out and legging down crowds. But I still believe that every single day currently is a blessing. You can always turn things around to a positive within your mind. And the mechanisms for that is developing a gratitude structure and just being really happy for what it is that you do have. So if you have the ability, it goes down to the fundamentals. It starts with having the ability to get out of bed in the morning, drinking a hot drink or a big glass of water, which is probably a better idea, which I don't do. I do drink a coffee in the morning. So I'm very grateful to have woken up this morning without any ailments, and I have the ability to use my limbs, and I have the ability to continue forward with my journey as a musician, making interesting sounds and breaking things down into small tasks is just the most fantastic way of gaining happiness and fulfillment in the daily grind of what it is that you have to do. And I realize that some of you have day jobs, some of you are on the production thing full time. And even if you've got a day job, those small hours that you have to make music, just use them to the best of your ability. And if your day job isn't too mind taxing, there can be threads in your mind being creative in the background so that when you do come to having the time to make music or do a musical expression, you will have all the ideas locked away. Maybe make sure that you write some of them down. Along with gratitude comes humbleness, realizing that you should always be humble in all things that you do. I always try to be as humble as possible. I know that I'm not the best drum and bass artist or the best DJ, or, there's always going to be somebody who is better than you. And being able to recognize that, it will just release the pressure of trying to keep up with other people. The only race that you are in is with yourself. And if you can be 1% better every single day for a year than yourself, not than anyone else, because nobody else really matters in this game, then after a whole year, that's 360% that you will have gained if you can continue with those 1% incremental improvements. I think it's not always a wasted day if you just spent the day thinking about music or thinking about the thing that you want to do or learning a new artistic endeavor or going down a rabbit hole into knowledge and learning about yourself or the fundamentals of a genre. I feel like knowledge and learning are so important when it comes to developing a positive mindset. You need a toolbox of techniques in order to keep yourself on that positive flex. I'm not the most expressive person in the world, but I'm just trying to bring a little of the knowledge that I have learned over the years to you in whichever way that I possibly can. I'm so grateful this outlet that I have on YouTube to be able to bring knowledge to people. It makes me super happy. One of the greatest teachers that I have ever encountered during my time is the head of the Buddhist Society of Western Australia. I'm not saying that I'm necessarily a Buddhist, but there is a lot of knowledge in Buddhism and Stoicism that I definitely have taken within myself and incorporated into my worldview. And learning compassion and kindness for yourself, firstly. So being compassionate towards yourself, which is not being too hard on yourself, not pushing yourself too hard, and also compassion for others if they do wrongs to you. And just forgiveness and compassion is it's like a suit of armor. When you start bringing kindness and compassion to all beings that you encounter, it's like you walk around with like a meditative sort of warm glow, like a suit of armor around you. It's like stacking positive energy. And I feel like when you meet certain people, one person as an example of a super kind, compassionate, positive individual that I've met is a fellow artist that I know called Etherwood. And he travels around in a van and he kind of like, you can see he's like this aura of positive, kind, compassionate energy kind of emanating from his being. And I know it all sounds a bit like spiritual sort of madness, a little bit, but I honestly believe that guy has done a lot of meditation and introspective thinking, and meeting people like that, they are the people that I aspire to. I want to bring that very positive energy. It's about honesty with yourself and honesty with others. Honesty will bring you, like another layer to your suit of armor. If you're honest with others and you're honest with yourself, then you are pretty much invincible in this life. I think there's something really to be said for a still mind and trying not to think in words is a very interesting technique. When you think in words, you're not actually in the moment, living the moment. You're living in the past or the future because of the words, because the words are getting in the way. So there's a story of I may get this wrong. This is from Ajahn Brahm. So I am lifting this from another teacher, but there's a story of a Buddhist teacher who every day he would invite one of his students to climb up the mountain to go and watch the sunset. But there's one rule where you have to not say anything. You're not allowed to speak a single word when you're watching the most beautiful sunset. And one day he picked a certain student that he'd never picked before, and they climbed up the mountain and they were watching the sunset, and the student said, "What a beautiful sunset." And immediately the teacher marched off back down the hill, and the student asked the teacher, why did you not watch the rest of the sunset? Why are you why can't I do, he's like, "You're never going to be able to come back up and do that again." which isn't very kind or compassionate, but anyway. And the teacher said to the student, you weren't appreciating the sunset. You were thinking in words. You weren't living in the moment. You were using the words. And I think about, there's loads of stories like this, which kind of resonate around in my mind. I probably didn't tell that story in quite the right way, but bringing that still mind and positive energy and just learning every day. I'm not really like a meditating guy. I don't really meditate, but I feel like life can almost be a meditation, trying not to think too much every day and just doing and living in the moment. I remember I had a friend back in the day who I admired greatly because he just did stuff. He just kind of like, he'd get an idea in his head and he would execute on it. And I never saw him like umming and ahhing about the idea for ages, or like he'd never say he was going to do something. He just got on with it and got it done. So that is some of my thoughts on how I develop a positive mindset. And I'd really like to read in the comments below if you have any techniques about how you have developed positivity in your life, or anybody that's helped you with any techniques. So yeah, if you found anything in this video interesting, please gently, compassionately and kindly click the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. So hit the subscribe button and then click on the bell and click on the notifications so you can keep up to date with all that's new from me. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below if you have any ideas for future videos or this video, or any ideas in general. I read all the comments. Don't forget to check out my sites in the description below. Feels a bit adverty, but I do sell some samples and presets and stuff, and any help is appreciated. Massive big up to all the WOLFPACK. I appreciate all of you, everybody that interacts with me who is a part of the WOLFPACK. So much amazing information that gets thrown around in the Discord. Loads of good stuff. I have learned so much from you. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.